a true original.
Often copied, but never replicated.
We are more than meets the eye or taste bud.
More food, more flavor, more fun.
We walk the line between all new and tried and true.
We are delicious.
The one they crave.
So we're taking it back.
At On the Border, we never settle.
We are not just a host,
A cocinero.
Bartender.
Or a server.
We are the whole experience.
we are the sound of music playing on a lively patio.
We are that feeling of joy at an energetic bar.
We are the aroma of fresh food on its way to a table.
We're that squeeze of lime.
Bringing out the flavor in any situation.
So we're taking it back.
Taking it back.
At On the Border, we're generous.
Not only in our portions, but in our attitude.
Whatever our guests need, we are on it.
Because we were born to bring people closer.
We are neighbors.
We are friends.
We are familia.
We believe in the power of smiles, laughter, and great conversation.
All shared over great food.
We are down to earth and we are up for fun.
We are inspired like never before.
So we're taking it back.
At On the Border, we are different. We're different.
We are what lies beyond the ordinary.
We are extraordinary.
We are vibrant and we are bold.
We are challenging ourselves to be the best.
We are ready to flex our border style mix.
So we're taking it back.
So we are taking it back.
Today, we're taking it back.
We are taking great food back.
Good morning, Team OTB. I'm Ken Spear.
And I'm Ed Jarvis. Good morning.
Ed, I tell you, listen to that introduction. I get so pumped and excited, man. What are some things we're taking back?
Quite honestly, Ken, we're taking it all back. And it starts with operations excellence, which we've all been working hard on the past year and made great improvements. We have to have great execution, great service to make all these things happen. So we're also taking back our food, our bold food, our flavors, bringing back our bar. And more important than anything, we're bringing back our mojo and our winning style. And with that, we'll bring back our guest. So if we could make sure all of our guests come in one more time this year, that's $81.5 million. That's just incredible. That'd be like opening up 37 restaurants for free.
That's amazing, Ed. You know, we talked about the Boulder menu, and, you know, one thing I'm really excited about, we had all the ADs and regional directors in last week, and, you know, they were able to prepare the new food, they were able to make the new food, they were able to taste the new food, ask lots of questions, and, you know, I just thought those couple days went phenomenal. You know, what are next steps with that?
Well, first of all, we didn't even have this planned 5 weeks ago for the ADs to come to town. We just felt it was so important. They saw it live and firsthand become subject matter experts. And now they are, and now they have meetings set up for you. So you'll be the subject matter expert, and you'll take that down to every single team member that works with us. If everyone has to know the product, when they taste it, they see it, there'll be so much excitement. Everyone's going to have their own favorite, and they'll bring that down to our guests and build the excitement with them. And that's where the $81.5 million comes from.
Love it, Ed. Absolutely love it. Team, you know, as we go through the cast here, please put any questions that you have in the chat so we can answer those a little bit later on in our program. Hey, I believe we have a message from our CEO, Tim Ward.
I think we do.
All right, let's go, Tim.
If we're going to really reset and relaunch, which we've talked about all along, and take it back, we need to do it the right way. I mean, we had 10 straight years of negative sales. Somebody said last night, Ed, somebody said losing's contagious. Winning's contagious too. So don't look at the last 6 months in sales of last year. Look at the profits. Look at the bonus people made. I think still, I'm going to steal some of your thunder now. I think in period 2, 77% of our GMs made bonus. After that snowstorm and everything else, that's pretty good. I had somebody tell me last night that GM had made the most bonus they've ever made in a period. Those are wins. They're contagious. People are excited. But it's got to start with you. I mean, Ed and Ken need to lead that way, but you guys have to deliver that message to your teams. Some questions that came up last time that's been on my mind was the amount of people that we went through and lost and changed out. I can tell you that from where I stand, and I sit with these guys in the executive team, I said it, I think last time we had a meeting in November, December, we have the right people on the bus. I don't sit around and worry that we have the wrong people, or worry that we need to upgrade, or worry we need to change people out. So if that's a worry you have, you're still here today, and we're about to tell the world we're sexy, we're taking shit back, On the Border's back, and you're the people we're doing it with. We're reinvesting in this brand, and we're taking it back to, somebody said earlier, somebody said we used to make a lot of money a long time ago. 20 years ago, we said, we're about money to the bank. That feels pretty good. And the only line on P&L that I hope you just crush and miss and just that is like Bruce and I are like uncomfortable because it's so bad is the bonus you make. You tell me what you need to do to, if you own it as a personal check, what would you do? Okay, go do it. We had this talk last night, Josh. If you own it, I was talking to Cody at Texarkana last night on text. If you own it, what would you do? If the answer is this, then go do it. I have not changed that message. But the one thing I want you to think about before we get into tonight, because one thing we have to put to bed is, well, you say that, Tim, and you said it for 8 months now, but past leadership would not let us do that. Well, I don't know who your past leadership was, but they were down 10 straight years of sales. So do you really want that mentality still? Because I don't have any handcuffs. I don't have the magic answer you do.
Wow, thanks, Tim. Couldn't have said that any better myself. Ed, what were some of your takeaways?
My number one takeaway is winning. Ken, I've been here a long time. We've had a lot of losing. We've lost for 10 straight years. It sucks. I'm ready to win. And I think we all feel it right now. Just the last 8 weeks, or like our sales just continue to rise and grow. And look at last week. The sales were just incredible. It's so inspiring. And like, you think about all the things we have coming up that we're going to be talking about today. We've been planning these for months. And the timing is just working out perfectly. Just a line, we're going to have all these guests coming in. It's up to us to have that winning attitude, take it to our guests, show them what we have, show them what's making us great, and continue to win.
Absolutely, Ed. You know, winning is a mindset. Winning is contagious. And to win, you just got to go after it every day and have a deep burning passion and take care of our customers, take care of our employees. Well, hey, man, I'm super excited.
Hey, and like Tim said, we're taking off the handcuffs. You know, let's go ahead and like run it like you own it. What would you do to where, you know, if you want to spend money in local store marketing to grow your business, do it. It's going to pay for itself in the bottom line, the top line.
Absolutely. Handcuffs are off. Make the best business decisions, own your four walls, do whatever it takes to drive top line sales and drive profitability.
And think about how many, 77% of our restaurants bonus last month when we were crippled with weather and 80% of our fleet. This month had good weather and incredible sales. I can't wait to see that bonus line this month. It's going to be incredible.
Gets me super excited, Ed, I got to tell you. Hey, we're going to come back to our CMO after a brief commercial break.
Border Style Basics, fact number 3. On the Border's delicious chips and salsa are made in-house. And they're always on the house. So get your fill on the Border.
Border Style Basics, fact number 7.
At On the Border, we're real movers and shakers. Fresh guac, ice cold Ritas, made tableside. It's a little more fun. On the Border.
It is a great pleasure that I introduce our Chief Marketing Officer, Miss EA.
Hi, Ken.
Hi.
Good morning,
Good
Ed.
morning.
Morning.
Oh, Ed went, ooh. I'm excited. I'm excited too. Hello, this is Edith Ann Ramey, and yes, EA, and I'm your Chief Marketing Officer for On the Border. Today, I'm reporting on all the amazing things that are happening in the OTB world and everything we're doing to bring people together for great, bold experiences. But before I get into the how, I want to talk to you about the why. So take a look at this first slide. I hate the expression of the new normal. It's kind of overused, but it's actually very accurate. We survived a lot, and we did it together. And after many challenges, the world is going to be just a little bit different, but it's important that we understand how people have evolved. In terms of restaurants, people are seeking more bolder experiences than ever before. Can you blame them? Months of lockdown, and it's time for fiesta. And who better to serve it up than On the Border? They're also seeking convenience. They've gotten very used to those margaritas on the go, our taco kits, and the ability to feed families at home. So we need to continue to deliver convenience for our guests. They have high expectations. Dollars are still tight. Leaving home still carries some risk. They want new, they want to make a special trip for something special. After so much time indoors and social distancing, connection and coming together will be key. Whether it's on patios or dining rooms, people want to come together and have fun. So, talk about how On the Border is truly set up for success. We can deliver on all these things. I know we can. So, okay, guests want bold, but here's the problem. Throughout the years, we've gotten a little less bold. You heard Tim say losing can be contagious, as contagious as winning, but it's time for that to change. It's time for us to win. The pandemic has allowed for a reset, and with you and Tim as our leaders and our focus on getting the basics just right, we can take back bold. Okay, so now on to the how. Quite simply, we're going to be bold. We're going to be bold, generous, not only in our portions, but in our spirit, providing flavor and convenience and connection every single day. First, we're going to do it by owning and building on what we have going on. And we have a lot going on. We don't have to take it all back. We have a lot of it. Here's some of the things we have. We're definitely affordable. We have technology that makes it easier, like online ordering and third-party delivery. We're optimizing our fleet through new franchisees and fixing our buildings and our patios, one building and one patio at a time. Guess what? We serve Mexican food. And according to research, the #1 choice of food is Mexican for people post-pandemic. And we have it. Of course, there's you and your teams and your incredible hospitable spirit. And finally, catering. Catering offers a really great differentiation. We are one of the few still serving full service catering. We have our very own call center. Yes, we have a lot going on and even more. So to win at the bold game and drive brand growth, we have to stay very focused and truly relaunch On the Border. And we've chosen to focus on key initiatives that help us win and do just that. All, of course, delivering on the desired results we need: sales, profits, and a kick-ass guest experience. So the first initiative I want to talk about is around driving sales and bringing people back. We're going to drive one more visit of every guest we have. Right now, only 70% of our guests come once a year. But if they came one more time, one more catering visit, one more to-go visit, one more dine-in visit, it does mean $81.5 million to the brand. So here's how we'll do it. We will deliver on this need for connection with people and brand by giving them something new, rewarding them for connecting with us. We will evolve from the Club Cantina to a better, more rewarding Border Rewards program. And then we will offer something even more cool: the ability to just pay $1 to level up. A club that offers queso all year. No purchase necessary. Wow. Okay, so you're probably sitting there going, what? Let me just show you how it's going to work. Check out the Queso Club program through this video. Okay, let's do something fun. Using this feedback application, tell me in one word what you think about the Queso Club. Here's how it works. Text OTB 2021 to 2233. Okay, let's see what you're saying. Let's pull it up. Queso Club in one word. I'm very intrigued about what you have to say. Money, yes, agree. It's just money. We can make that the one word. Sales, 100% agree. Great sales, great money. Let's see a couple more. Winning, I absolutely agree. I think sales are gonna help us win. Money's gonna help us win. Definitely a lot of really good feedback. Traffic, absolutely. These are a lot of great words to talk about the program. So thank you for your feedback. We'll keep looking at it, but yes, awesome. Oh my God, that's my favorite. That one's absolutely my favorite. I think it's wow and awesome too. Okay, well let's go to the initiative number 2, and we'll keep looking at your words as they come through for sure, because I agree, gold, awesome, and wow are all good. Okay, initiative number 2, owning off-premise. We want to be the best in class with our experiences. That's on the border, off-site. Here, I'm just going to do a show and tell. First, let me show you our new website and our online ordering tools that we're rolling out to drive sales. Driving sales through no more abandoned cart. Let me sell you a margarita, and just showcasing the beauty of the brand. The website is an advertising vehicle for On the Border, and I can't wait for you to see it through this video. Okay, we couldn't help it. We had to go back to the survey because a lot more responses have come in. Things like, yay, that's my favorite because I think it reminds me of my teenage daughters. They love to say that when something's truly great. Awesome's still the biggest word, so the bigger the word, the more of you said it. Revisiting, yum, unique, competitive. I'm so excited that you're as excited as I am about this program because I do think it's going to help us win, bring back our guests, and truly make us innovative. So thank you for participating and feeling the same way I do. I'm so excited, and I'm excited that you are too. So now I want to talk to you about partnering with a company called Virtual Dining Concepts. We brought them in to bring in a new burger brand. A lot more to come on this concept, but basically we leverage our kitchens to make food for another company that gets delivered through our third-party partners. You don't have to do anything right now, but when it's your turn to roll it out, we'll give you a ton of details and a ton of sales. As we've seen in early tests, we've seen about $500 a day from Mr. Beast, the burger company that we're working with, and tell no one, but that's huge. So we're going to take also back our catering business. We've made a lot of changes to the team. We have a new process in place, and we will leverage our call centers and our sales managers to bring back sales. From new innovation to outbound calls to going after big brands like Amazon and Target. We have newly evolved the catering sales team, and I want you to meet this small but mighty and tenured team. Take a look.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Mary McCoy.
Hi, my name is Danny Sevilla.
Hi everybody, I am Shauna Sosa.
Hey everyone, my name is Janet.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Beckman.
Hi, I'm Christy.
I am Jessie Neary.
Hi, my name's Kitty Wog.
Hi everyone, I'm Lauren Cassidy.
Hi, my name is Aubrey Holland.
Back in 2010.
I've been with the company for almost 17 years now.
7 years.
I'm going on 7 years.
Since 2009.
In the Navy on the catering team in my 4th month.
And I am one of the catering national sales managers.
I've been with the company since my 18th birthday in 2001, so almost 20 years.
I have been with On the Border for 6 years.
I have been with the company for almost 6 years now.
It's before COVID hit. I was teaching 4 dance classes a week.
I'm a big foodie. Me and my son love to try different restaurants and check things out, especially on the patio.
I was a full-time chef before I became a stay-at-home mom for a little while.
I have to say a favorite hobby of mine would definitely be planting, just being outdoors in general.
I'm taking care of my 4-year-old Harper and my 1-year-old Colt, and we are building our first home in Anna.
And my side hustle is I play poker.
I have known my husband since we were in 2nd grade.
Family manages a mango grove where we have over 350 different trees.
I feel like I am too tired for fun right now, raising my 6-month-old daughter, Nora.
Is when I'm not taking your orders for tacos and fajitas, I'm playing with little baby burrito. Bye.
I don't know about you guys. I could probably spend a lot more time talking about our resident poker player or our resident baby burrito, who's super cute at the end. But instead, I'm going to talk to you about initiative number 3, and probably our crazy most important initiative, because it's about our product and our food. And they need to go back to basics and really relaunch our menu to the world. You heard Ann and Ken talk about the focus on ops excellence, and that's a big part of it. Another is serving bolder food like we did when we first opened our doors, and we're bolder than ever. So who better to talk about bold food than our very own head culinary chef, Daniel Camp. Daniel, along with the great Walter Rivas, have been working on a bolder food menu for a year. So before I send it to Daniel, though, I just want to thank you so much for listening and executing on all these initiatives. I really look forward to supporting you in taking Bold back and delivering our great results, which is really to become the #1 favorite Mexican restaurant with sales growth versus 2019. If you can click over to my next slide, I'll show you. And yes, we'll take it back, right? By being the favorite restaurant, by growing our sales, and by being the great team I know we can be. So with that, I'm going to send it over to Daniel to walk you through the changes.
Thanks, EA. I want to thank you all again for tuning in. We have a lot of bold new menu and beverage improvements that we're excited to launch. I wanted to talk to you about some of the key points for each item for you to take back to your team. We're going to go ahead and start with some of the prep item changes. I've got Walter Rivas here, my innovation chef. He's going to help us demonstrate some of these. So the first one up is going to be our new and improved pickled red onions. These are much bolder than the last time we had them on the menu. So make sure that you look at your recipe and all the changes you make note of. First off, you want to make sure that you're cutting them on the short side, approximately 1/8 of an inch, like Walter's doing right now. This is going to make sure that they look great and have the right amount of crunch when our guest gets them. While Walter finishes these up, I've already got my spice mix here with my vinegar and all my wonderful spices in here. We're going to go ahead and add that to our onions and jalapenos. Now, one thing you want to remember here is to make sure that once this comes to a boil, you turn the burner off as quickly as possible because it's going to keep boiling and it's going to reduce and you won't have enough pickling liquid for the onions. So we're going to go ahead and add that here. And we're going to place this in the walk-in and let it cool down for a minimum of 3 hours to get a nice marinade on. If it's less than 3 hours, it's not going to be fully pickled and it's not going to be the product that we want to serve to our guests. The next item I want to talk about is our new and improved pre-cooked and diced chicken that we're making in-house. The final product has a much better taste and texture than our current product. Evenly coating the chicken with our bold new fajita spice is critical to ensure that all of the chicken is evenly seasoned. It's also important that once it goes onto the grill, that the grill's not too hot. If it's too hot, it's going to burn on the outside before it cooks to 165 degrees on the inside. You definitely don't want that. You also want to make sure that it cools down completely before it gets diced, otherwise the chicken is just going to tear up while you're dicing it. And finally, and probably the most important step in this recipe, is tossing the cool diced chicken with more of our new universal fajita spice. This is going to guarantee that every bite of our new bold chicken tastes great. So as part of our improvements to our fajitas, we'll talk a little bit more about some of the other ones later, but right now we're going to focus on our skirt steak. We're moving away from sirloin and going to skirt steak for all applications. Some of you may have already started this change, but here are a few key points that I want you to remember to make sure that we're portioning them correctly. The first one is that you want to start off, weigh the whole muscle first. This is going to make sure that you kind of can estimate how much each piece is going to be, so that when you're making your first cut, you kind of have an idea. And then the second important piece here is that you always want to cut a little bit over, because if you cut too much, you can't add it back on, but if you cut not enough, you can always cut just a little bit more. So that's it for that one. The next one we're going to be focused on is the house guacamole. This recipe, not only have we made bolder, but we've also simplified the recipe. So now it's just 3 ingredients: avocado, lime, cilantro, chimichurri, and salt. So the biggest point here is to focus on the lime chimichurri, making sure that it's made correctly. You want to make sure that the jalapeno is dark on all sides. It should be black when you're roasting it before dicing it. You want to measure out all ingredients very carefully, especially the rinsed, finely chopped red onions. And most importantly, the chimichurri should only be pulsed 3 times, not pureed. So once you have that, you're going to add the perfect chimichurri to your avocados and salt and mash until about 80% smooth. That looks beautiful. I also want to call out that avocados with slight browning are okay, but excessive browning is no good for the guacamole. It's going to turn the guacamole brown. You and your guests are really going to like this new bolder guacamole. Now the last prep item we're going to talk about is grilled pineapple, which we're going to be using for our pineapple margarita lineup, which Walter's going to show you in the bar in just a little bit. The first touch point here is the thickness. You want to make sure they're 3/8 of an inch thick. If they're going to burn on the grill and they're going to fall off the drinks. You also want to make sure that your grill is well oiled so the pineapple doesn't just stick to it. And then just remember, we're just marking these. We're not cooking them all the way through. Go ahead. Just want to get some nice grill marks on there before we use them. You also want to make sure they get cooled completely. So that's it on the prep items. Back to Ken and Ed for some review.
Boy, that's some exciting stuff, Ed. Team OTB, please, please, please type your questions into the chat box, as we look forward to answering every single question at the end of this cast. Ed, you know, EA and Daniel did such a phenomenal job. What were some of the takeaways you had?
Just the boldness of the food, the improvement on the diced chicken, and the chimichurri and the guacamole. I can't wait for y'all to taste it. The brightness of this item is just incredible. But I do want to highlight a couple of the prep changes here that Daniel talked about. On the pickled onions, it's critical that we get the jalapeno out when it's done cooling, or else it will take on too much heat. And on the chicken diced, once it's cooled, we have to make sure we nail that extra spice there at the end. Think about anything we put this chicken in, we put in a burrito, a quesadilla with other items, it has to have those bold flavors to stick out. And then two other items I really want to highlight here are the lime chimichurri and the red chili tomatilla. Both these items we're going to use so much more than we have in the past. And I hate to say it, but quite honestly, we've been very inconsistent in these items here from restaurant to restaurant. We need to be 100%. Not over pureeing the chimichurri. It goes in our guacamole, such a signature item. And on the red chili tomatilla, we have to have that mesquite in the grill ready to go before we fire these off. Get that flavor. And then we char the vegetables. Then, oh, by the way, let's make sure we have that mesquite in the grill every hour that we're operating. I think we do a great job getting in for lunch. I think we're hit or miss at dinner. And it just changed the flavor profile of those fajitas. We're highlighting the fajitas. Let's make sure we have that mesquite flavor for all of our guests all day long.
It is so important that every single person understands that we have got to make sure that all of our employees are so well trained, especially our prep people. They are going to make or break just the end product that's getting to our guests, which is bolder flavor.
If we don't get the prep right, we can't get the menu item right. It will never get better through the process. We have to nail the prep to nail the items, and I know you will.
Absolutely agree with you, Ed. Oh, what do I hear? I hear some shakers. Let me turn it over to Walter.
Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you are excited as I am to see all the new food items. I'm even more excited to show you 3 new drinks we have coming up with to bring bold back to the bar. The good thing is that all 3 of these drinks are really a variation on one. They will all be using this pineapple margarita batch recipe, which consists of pineapple juice, fresh lime juice, simple syrup, and house triple sec. They will also feature 1 or more of these 2 new liquor SKUs. The first is Jose Cuervo Tradicional, 100% blue agave silver tequila. This one's gonna be going in all 3 of the drinks. The other new spirit is gonna be Montelobos Mezcal. Starts off similar process to tequila. Instead, the hearts of the agave get roasted in a fire pit before distilling, giving this spirit a nice smoky flavor profile. Now for the drinks. The bold margarita is just 2 ounces of Jose Cuervo, which we have already added, pineapple margarita batch, ice, and then shaked and strained into a sugar glass urn with a pineapple wedge on top. Okay. All right, our bolder drink, which is same as the first one, except that this one has jalapeno wheels in it, and it also gets garnished with a jalapeno wheel on top as well to be easily identified. All right, and our boldest last margarita is going to be our smoky pineapple margarita, which uses 1.5 ounces of the Jose Cuervo Tradicional and 1/2 ounce of Montelobos Mezcal. And the same as the first one, except this one gets garnished with a pineapple wedge and a grilled pineapple wedge and a lime wheel. All right, that's it for the drinks. I'll send you back over to Ken and Ed.
Man, I get so excited to watch a Walter do all that. It got to be 5 o'clock somewhere.
Ken, once again, you're 100% correct.
Hey.
Cheers.
Oh, man. Spicy margarita is definitely my favorite.
Oh, the spicy is definitely my favorite, too. The great thing is, with really 3 margaritas to choose from, everyone's palate will have something that they love. So, pick up your phones and text OTB 2021 like you did earlier to 22333. I want to know what your favorite is.
That's awesome, man. I tell you what, while everybody's getting their phones and sending in their responses. Why don't you tell us some of the things we learned there from Walter's presentation?
Really, first of all, the simplicity to offer 3 different margaritas that are all the same base recipe in great items, and like really a freshness cue with spring coming on. Really excited to have this on the menu. And then also the garnish. Look how great this pineapple garnish looks here, the freshness cue, grilling it right. And then the other piece is getting all the detailed, so for a regular we have the pineapple, for the spicy we have a floater of the jalapeno as well as the pineapple, and then for the mezcal we have the lime wedge and the pineapple. That's how our servers will be able to differentiate the drinks. We get the right margarita to the right guest.
Absolutely. Well, hey, early polls in. It looks like the spicy's in the lead.
Once again, we're correct.
50%. Hey, that kind of works. Well, hey, let's turn it back over to Daniel. I know he was prepping earlier, so let's see what he's cooking up.
Yeah, right. No, my hand was. Welcome back. Now we're going to start with the line builds. We have some great improved Boulder items that are really going to resonate with our guests. Some are small but powerful changes like our new taco meat, universal fajita spice, and our Mexican rice seasoning. The flavor on all of these ingredients is much, much better than what we currently have, but there's not really anything your team needs to do for these. The items I do want to demonstrate today are a little bit more involved. The first one we're going to talk about is the Big Borderito. The changes start with how we heat up the protein in the rajas. The chicken or steak is going to be sauteed on the flat top with pasilla chili oil. Some of you may remember from the grilled enchilada. This new prep item adds a ton of flavor to the protein. While that finishes heating up, Walter's going to add the rest of the ingredients to the burrito. So you'll notice while he's going through this that we've removed the sour cream sauce and we replaced it with our Aussie smoky queso as well as some of our red chili tomatillo salsa. These are really going to take this burrito to the next level. While Walter finishes up the burrito, I want to talk for a minute about the smoky queso. With the increased usage coming from the burrito, you should be making the smoky queso in batches rather than to order. This is going to ensure our guests get the same queso no matter which restaurant they visit. And now for the plated dish. Doesn't that look great? The next item on the list we're going to review is the Boulder Fajita Quesadillas. Now all of our quesadillas and nachos are now going to be coming with our new 3-cheese blend, which is a mixture of Chihuahua, Monterey Jack, and cheddar. This is going to make them all better in Boulder. With the fajita quesadillas, we took the improvements even farther. Walter already has the 3-cheese blend here. He just added his heated protein, and now he's going to sprinkle it with our new fajita spice and then drizzle it with red chili tomatillo salsa evenly over the protein. While this finishes up, I wanted to talk briefly about the red chili tomatillo salsa. Now you'll notice that this is going to go on several of the new Boulder items, so it's very important that we get this one correct. And the first thing to remember when we're making this is that the guajillo should be nice and toasted before we rehydrate it. It's really going to bring lots of great flavor to the salsa. The veggies also need to be thoroughly charred on your char broiler, just like the jalapeno and the lime chimichurri before pureeing. And don't forget to add mesquite wood to your char broiler before grilling. That's going to add to the overall smokiness of the final product. And lastly, puree no more than 30 seconds. It should still be slightly chunky. And here is the finished product on our quesadillas. You'll also notice that we changed the plateware a bit for all the quesadillas to make it easier on the team. Now we are going to make the Boulder Border Bowl. So the first thing you're going to notice with the Border Bowl is the new bowl. We chose this bowl specifically because we thought it's going to show off all the fresh ingredients that we have in this bowl, whereas our old bowl really didn't. So you'll notice Walter's placing all the items in a specific order. First the cilantro lime rice, then the drained black beans, toasted corn, shredded lettuce and pico de gallo on top of the lettuce. Then he's going to garnish a little bit with queso fresco and lime crema. After that, he's going to add the drained pickled onions. Very important that once you put the pickled onions on the line that they get drained. Otherwise, that pickling liquid is going to go everywhere. He's then going to top the pickled onions with his grilled protein. So whether it's chicken, shrimp, or steak, it should get topped with that nice lime cilantro chimichurri that we have. And he's going to garnish the whole thing with some fresh sliced avocado and a lime wedge. Doesn't that look awesome? Now the last two items I'm just going to show you. We're not going to go through the build of them. It's our street style tacos and our new fajitas. So with the street style tacos, the first thing you'll notice is there's no more diced onions in them. There's plenty of onions in the pico. The proteins are now also our pre-diced product that we make in-house. So there's no extra prep needed for these. This is going to not only allow it to cook faster, but it's also going to provide a better flavor profile. We've also changed the avocado slices, the house guacamole, our new guacamole, and we've changed the lime halves to lime wedges. So now for one of our most popular items, our fajitas. We talked a little bit already about the spice change and that we changed to skirt steak. I also wanted to note that we're slicing the skirt steak a little bit thinner. That's going to make sure it's tender when our guest gets it. So it's going to be about 1/4 of an inch. We've also increased the amount of bell peppers on all fajitas. We've changed up the fajita flag a little bit. It's now going to come with shredded lettuce, mixed cheese, and pico de gallo. And we're still going to ask every single guest if they would like guacamole or sour cream at no charge. So that's it for the food changes. We're super excited to share these new recipes with you and our guests. We are taking bold back with these recipes, and our guests are going to love them. Thanks, and now back to Ken and Ed.
Thank you, Daniel. I tell you, our poll results are in. Spicy, as of right now, is in the lead at 46%, followed by smoky at 30%, and then sweet at 24%. So pretty good poll results there, Ed.
Once again, it shows that there's a margarita for everybody.
Amen, amen. So hey, what were some of your takeaways from the presentation Chef Daniel had there?
Quite honestly, my number one takeaway is Daniel and Walter have kicked some serious ass with the improvements to these menus. It's incredible. You see how great it looks? I promise it tastes even better. I can't wait for you all to have a chance to taste these items. I mean, think about just the improvements. Look at the fajitas. We're adding steak. We're adding peppers. We're adding to the flag. And oh, by the way, we're not charging anything more for it. We're boldly serving more steak. Look at that border bowl. I think our border bowl currently is pretty damn good. That's incredible. Look how beautiful it is. Taking away the red and green bell pepper, adding the toasted corn, the pickled onions for the flavor and the color. And with the bigger bowl, you just see it. It just eats so much better. Just love the improvements. I can't wait for all of our team members to try all these items.
I couldn't agree more, Ed. Well said, well said. I believe let's take some questions from the chat. EA, do we have some chat questions?
Yeah, we have some questions. I made myself a margarita too. I was kind of jealous. I didn't make one for Daniel because he needs to stay sober.
That's okay.
Well,
It looks like a short port years.
I know. Well, I might have already started. Okay, so we've gotten some really cool questions from you guys on the chat room. Thank you so much for all your comments too. I can see the excitement, so we're grateful for that. Okay, so the first one. I'll take this one because I'm going first. Will we have a new app in the future? Yes, we will. After we roll out the new online ordering tool and the website, we will roll out a new app, and you'll be able to track your rewards points through the app, your subscription for the queso through the app, and also any data-driven offers that go to you. Because we'll be able to track you, right? We'll be able to say, hey, this person loves margaritas, so we'll send you a margarita offer. So the app should come sometime in Q2. Okay, this one's for Ken. I'm going to pick him. Mr. Beast, so much excitement. Will it be offered everywhere? Will I get it soon?
You know, we're going to slowly, Mr. Beast is a test. We're going to continue to slowly roll Mr. Beast out to the system. I would be super excited if we could get to around 100 stores or so, probably by late summer. But we're going to roll that out, and we're vetting through the process, and it is so exciting. That's a great question.
Daniel, this one's for you.
Okay.
Can we look at a bigger batch size for chimichurri?
Of course, yeah. That's an easy fix. Anytime you have any suggestions like that, I'm always available to listen to your recommendations and make it easier for you.
Along the lines of culinary, I'll keep asking you if that's okay.
Sure.
Are we using the new bowl for any other items like soup?
Not yet. We wanted to get the bowl in first to get the inventory in the system. So we've got some plans for it. That'll probably happen later in the year. But we definitely plan on transitioning that bowl for other uses and to phase out the other larger bowl when possible. So.
Okay, I'll throw one over to Ed. We'll see how he does. Can we look at a bigger batch size? No, this one's for culinary. I've got for you. Is the skirt steak changing? The pieces look big.
So yes, there's two things you might be seeing right now. Some are getting substitutions at U.S. Foods because we're we had planned this transition already. So some of you may be getting US Foods stock product. But we are testing right now a new skirt steak that you will see some larger pieces, which actually makes for a better piece of meat on fajitas and for carne asada and ranchilada. The bigger pieces actually allow us to give the guests a bigger piece than one 10-ounce piece that's 3 inches wide. So you'll see that coming as a phase-in product throughout the year, so don't be alarmed with the change in the product.
Okay, Ed, we got a question around wanting a fresh SOP for our mesquite wood. What do you think?
Absolutely. And we should have. That's actually a great call out. You want to have 2 clean buckets, so we're rotating it through. We're soaking the wood so it doesn't burn up right away. But we'll definitely get that put together and out to you very soon.
I'll take this one, and Daniel can help me, but we got a question around the catering box and whether or not we're going back to the original one. We made the change because we wanted to make it easier for our ops teams to execute and put everything in the box. That box ended up being a little bit more expensive than we wanted, but the great feedback is that we've heard from you is that, hey, the original box was working fine. Now that we know how to pull it all together, we're okay going back. So that's what we'll do.
Yep, so we've got probably enough product for about 3 months, and then we'll transition back to the smaller black box.
So Daniel, the line bill doesn't clarify reposado or plata for the tequila. Which one do they order?
Yes, y'all got me on this one. I've had several emails about this. It's the plata, which is another way to say silver. So definitely make sure you get the Jose Cuervo plata / silver. The reposado would be great, but that's not what we had in mind for these drinks. So.
Is the big burrito made on 1 tortilla or 2?
2. The process is still the same as you're used to. We just upgraded it. Like I mentioned, we're sauteing the protein with the pasilla chili oil. We've taken out the sour cream sauce. We've added in the red chili tomatillo and the smoky queso, which really gives it a nice depth of flavor that it was lacking before. And I've got one of the biggest fans here, Ed. We were actually not planning on launching this just yet, but he was like, we got to have this as soon as possible. So you're going to love it, and your guests are going to love it.
You know that if you have any other questions for us, you can email Shannon or any of us, and we'll make sure to get back to you. The last big question we got is, where can we get that cool tablecloth? It's a secret. We might just keep it to ourselves.
Or we could have a contest.
Or we could have a contest. There you go. All right. The restaurant with the most signups for the Queso Club, taco tablecloth on its way to you. Okay, so with that, we'll leave it back to you guys.
Great questions. Thank you all so much for the questions and your participation. So Ed, as we finish up here, where do we go from here?
Well, we have to finish up the training. So your area directors, regional directors come to you, making you all an expert. I'll keep saying it. We have to get it down to every team member. Everyone has to taste the food, see the food, get that excitement, nail the training. There's step by step. We have the checklist where when we bring in the new product, what you can transition to. US Foods, for some of you, like Daniel said, we already have the skirt steak, for instance. So we'll make those transitions.
Awesome. As we conclude here, I think Tim, our CEO, Tim's response, there's something he said there that I think should be our final thoughts, Ed. Do you remember what it was?
About the winning?
Absolutely, Ed. Winning. I think we are poised to win.
One other thing I just want to say is, this last year, you all worked so hard just to survive, all the things we had to do. And now, we have to work equally hard, but it's to thrive. We have all the tools. It's up to us to make it happen and to win. And I'm ready, and I look forward to that. Now let's win.
Ed and I will see all of you out in the field. Thank you so much for your time today. Let's execute. Let's win. Let's get our teams excited, and let's take back what's ours.
Border Style Mex. And on the border, we're excited to have you back at our place.
And we'll welcome you back in with the delicious Pick 2 combo, starting at just $8.99.
You can eat here or take it home.
Only at On the Border.
Only at On the Border.